What's going on, YouTube? Ed here with TGH, and you know what? I got a few questions.
Well, Ed, to be honest with you, I think we all have a few questions. So I think it's time to touch base on a couple of those right now.
Well, let's get back to the room and figure this out. Well, basically, is there anything in particular I should ask a breeder when it comes to getting a reptile from them? Basically, maybe a top 5?
So basically, you want a top 5. Okay, so I've configured a list of the top 5 questions I think that a customer should ask a breeder whenever they're inquiring about a snake. Number 1 would be, what are the genetics and what was the pairing behind the snake in interest? Any breeder should know what the pairing was, especially if they bred it, and they should have no trouble telling you. Number 2 is, do they have pictures, or can they show you what the snake looks like, or do they keep records? So every snake breeder should keep records, and they should be able to show them to you, which also leads me to question number 3. What does the snake eat? Is it eating frozen thawed? Is it eating live? How often does it eat? Is it a picky eater? Who knows? The breeder should. And they should not sell you a snake that is a picky eater without letting you know. And also, with that being said, they should also tell you that the snake is in an environment and it's pretty much impossible to replicate the environment it was previously in or bred into. So it could take a couple weeks to get used to its new environment. They should be willing to tell you that. Next question. How does a snake do with handling? Is it a calm snake? Is it a defensive snake? Is it an aggressive snake? The breeder should tell you there's no such thing as an aggressive snake. Only defensive and scared, and that's when handling should be introduced more. So let the person know what they're buying. Is it a defensive snake? Is it a calm snake? Because for a first time snake owner, a defensive snake can be kind of scary. And last but not least, does the breeder have references you can call to check to see how good of a breeder they are or bad of a breeder they are? Make sure that you ask them that, because if they can't give you references, then you probably ought to move on to the next one.
Now, those are definitely some amazing questions to ask. Is there any reason in particular you chose those 5 questions to ask a breeder when you're trying to purchase a reptile?
Thanks, Ed. That means a lot. There is a good reason for someone to ask those questions to any breeder. And that reason is being that there is no dumb questions. Any breeder should be able to answer all those questions and be able to do it with a smile on their face. If at any point during a conversation with a breeder about a snake that they become irritated or act like you're wasting their time, then move on. Because I guarantee you, somewhere out there, there's somebody willing to answer all your questions before and after the purchase of your new snake. On another note, that breeder should be interested in the fact of whether or not you're able to take care of that snake. So that being said, they should be asking you questions like, do you know what the proper husbandry is? What type of enclosure do you plan to keep this in? Like if they're selling you a hatchling and you tell them that you're planning to put it in a 55-gallon aquarium, probably they should be directing you to a place to do some more research, or at least tell you that enclosure is not proper for a hatchling sized ball python, and it probably will have some problems if you choose that enclosure for its first home.
I 100% agree. I mean, those are some amazing points you've made there. You know, there are tons of different techniques. There are many, many different breeders from all around the world. Do you have any other tips that you think even novice to expert level keepers could utilize? Any special tips, brother?
Okay, so special tips for a new keeper or a novice keeper is keep in mind that there's many different ways to keep your animal healthy. Find what works for you. Make sure it's something that you want to work with, because if you lose interest in an animal, that animal is probably going to suffer, because it'll probably be moved around to another home, be rehomed multiple times. And that's something that, as a breeder, I would like to prevent by doing my research, making sure that the customer really wants it and that they know what they're doing. Do your research on the animal. Do your research on the breeder. Get your references like I suggested earlier. And last but not least, this is the key. Usually, if a deal is too good to be true, it is.
Well, there you have it. Some expert tips from a good guy, a positive member of the reptile community. Let me touch on that for a second. Rob is not only a great guy. KY Constrictors and Exotics are not only a great place to get some of your reptiles, especially if you're in the Kentucky area, surrounding states, throughout the lower 48. Reach out, because Rob can help you out. They also ship all throughout the lower 48. That's an amazing thing. I think it's pretty epic. Cass has been telling me how positive Rob has been. It blows me away. Much love to you. Let's go ahead and show some love. Don't forget to, hit the like, subscribe if you're new to Rob's channel. All that stuff is below. You're amazing, brother, and I just wanted you to know that.
Let me just start off by saying thank you, both Ed and Cass, for your much needed support. I love you both. I thank you both for your kind words. This was a fun video. We got to do it again sometime. And I definitely hope that somebody out there watching this helps you when it comes time for you to purchase your first snake or a new addition to your collection. So thank you for watching this video. I had an amazing time making it with Ed and Cass both. They're awesome people. Link in the description to both their channels. If you like this video, make sure that you hit that thumbs up and subscribe while you're down there. It literally takes just a few seconds. And ring the bell, because without ringing the bell, you won't know when I upload this video, or the next one, or the next one, or the next one. Be good, or be good at it.
Oh, snaps, I left the camera on. I'm just kidding. I think we did a pretty good job, Rob. So, you know what? Much love to everybody. Remember, the person you were yesterday, that person is gone. And the person you are today is working on the best version of yourself for tomorrow. As always, much love. Thank you, Rob, for letting me stop on by, hang out with you for a bit. Everyone here watching this video, don't forget to hit that like. Rob is an amazing guy, and he deserves all the love and support we can give him. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.